Okay, so I'm gonna start my presentation. Hello everyone, I'm An, and today I will open my group 1 presentation. So, the internet may have good and bad aspects. Like a wise man once said, don't believe anything you read on the internet just because there's a picture with a quote next to it. Nevertheless, the internet has become a crucial part of our world. Therefore, today we will talk to you about the internet. So let's get started with the overview. So what is the internet? Internet is the global system of interconnected computer networks that use the Internet Protocol Suite to link devices worldwide. Or to simplify it, the Internet is a global network of billions of computers and other electronic devices. With the Internet, it's possible to access almost any information, communicate with anyone else in the world, and do much more. You can do all of this by connecting a computer to the Internet, which is also called going online. Now move on to the history of the Internet. The history of the Internet has its origin in the efforts to build and interconnect computer networks and involved international collaboration. Internet has undergone 3 different stages. ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. ARPANET used packet switching to allow multiple computers to communicate on a single network in the early 1960s. The Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA, of the US, awarded contracts in 1969 for the development of the ARPANET project. ARPANET adopted the packet switching technology proposed by Donald Davies and Paul Barron. Next up is the Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, TCP/IP. ARPA projects and international working groups led to the development of protocols for Internet working, in which multiple separate networks could be joined into a network. Bob Kahn at ARPA and Vin Cerf at Stanford University published research in 1974 that evolved into the Transmission Control Protocol, TCP, and Internet Protocol, IP, the 2 protocols of the Internet Protocol Suite, a communications model that sets standards for how data could be transmitted between multiple networks. And the next up is very familiar, the World Wide Web. Cerf, who invented TCP/IP's protocol, transformed the Internet into a worldwide network. An Internet that was not simply a way to send files from one place to another, but was itself a web of information that anyone on the Internet could retrieve. Since the mid-1990s, the Internet has had a revolutionary impact on culture, commerce, and technology, including the rise of near-instant communication. So the next up is the Internet's importance. The Internet had an essential role in our daily life that we can't even live without it, as computers with Internet connection can perform multitasking. The Internet appears in every aspect of life. First, education. Students can get access to unlimited study materials online. During the pandemic especially, online teaching and studying are the only ways for schools to keep operating. Next up is business promotion and innovation. New services and businesses starting every day create job opportunities and reduce unemployment. Third, communication. The Internet is the most powerful medium of communication at present. It connects people across different parts of the world free and fast. Fourth, daily tasks. The Internet is very much useful in our daily routine tasks. For example, it helps us to see our notifications and emails. Apart from this, people can use the Internet for money transfers, shopping, order online food, etc. Fifth, entertainment. Our entertainment has gone online on a massive scale. In other words, online gaming, video streaming, music streaming, or social media let us catch up with all the showbiz, happenings, and fashion trends, etc. In the next part, we will talk about Internet connection methods, presented to you by Văn Trần Hoài Phương.
There are several ways that we can use to connect to the Internet. The first way that I want to mention is dial-up. Dial-up connections require users to link their phone line to a computer in order to access the Internet. This particular type of connection, also referred to as analog, does not permit users to make or receive phone calls through their home phone service while using the Internet. This method has some advantages. The first one is it is low cost. It also ensures safety for users, and moreover, it is widely available. However, there's some disadvantages. The first one is it is so slow. The second is it provides unstable connection. It also requires a phone line, so it's a little bit inconvenient for us. And the last one is phone route is engaged. The second method that I want to tell you is ADSL. ADSL is an abbreviation of the name Asymmetric Digital Subscriber Line. ADSL is a technology that will offer faster connection speeds than the traditional internet via dial-up telephone lines that I have just mentioned above could offer. It is also the technology that drives many internet connections worldwide. The first advantage of this method is it employs traditional infrastructure. It also outperforms dial-up connection, and lastly, it allows central and customized circuits. And the first drawback of this method is it doesn't operate on every phone line. It also requires quality copper, and it depends on external factors. Lastly, it is being far inferior to fiber optics. The next method is cable. Cable internet connection is a form of broadband access. Through use of a cable modem, users can access the internet over cable TV lines. Cable modems can provide extremely fast access to the internet, making a cable connection a viable option for many people. Here I have mentioned 5 advantages of cable. The first one is related to its high connection speed, and thus it is very convenient for us to use. It doesn't affect our phone line, and the connection speed is not affected by the distance from ISP operation center. Lastly, it is so easy to set up. And the drawback of this method are the first one is its high price. It also brings about high security risk, and it is not available to all cable TV networks. And bandwidth is shared over the same cable line. Lastly, it is usually tied with cable TV subscription. The fourth way we can use to connect to the internet is mobile. Many cell phone and smartphone providers offer voice plans with internet access. Mobile internet connections provide good speeds and allow you to access the internet. The most common mobile internet connection methods are 3G, 4G, CDMA. There are 3 benefits of this method. The first one is it great mobility. The second one is it helps you to locate yourself, since you can find new information in different areas. And the last one is it has a reasonable price. However, there are some disadvantages, and the first one is the speed may be limited depending on specific regions, and it also brings about weak security. Another way that you can use is Wi-Fi hotspots. Wi-Fi hotspots are internet access points that allow you to connect to a Wi-Fi network using your computer, smartphone, or another device while away from your home or office network. The first benefit that I want to tell you about this method is its mobility. A Wi-Fi hotspot gives you internet access wherever you have a decent cell signal. The second advantage is related to its versatility, and the last one is its simultaneity. Most hotspots allow at least 5, sometimes 10 devices to connect simultaneously. The disadvantages of this method is related to its low speed, its data caps, and its high cost. The last method that you can use to connect to the internet is satellite. In certain areas where broadband connection is not yet offered, a satellite internet option may be available. Similar to wireless access, satellite connection utilizes a modem. There are some benefits about this method. The first one is its high speed. The second one is about its security, reliability, and the last one is it offers a ubiquitous coverage. The first drawback of satellite is extremely expensive. It also brings about unreliable signal and is hard for warranty or reparation. I have just told you about the methods to connect to the internet. So, how can people register to use internet in Vietnam? And Nhật Mai will give you the answer.
Now we will turn to the last part of our presentation. How can people register to use the internet in Vietnam? First of all, choosing an internet service provider is one of the most important steps for registering to use the internet. There are a variety of internet service providers in Vietnam, as you can see in the slide: FPT, VNPT, Viettel, SCTV, Vinaphone. And there are mainly three ways to register to use the internet in Vietnam. First is using the ADSL methods, and second, using the cable methods. They are pretty similar when it comes to registering. You have to choose an internet service provider, ISP, and subscribe to their service. The ISP then will provide the internet connection along with the modem. And the third, register to use the internet by 3G or 4G. Restricted by the mobile network operator, you can call for their service at any time and choose the appropriate network package at your will. And now we're going to make a comparison between these ways of registering to use the internet. Firstly, in terms of speed and price, both ADSL and cable methods work at high speed and also have reasonable prices. On the contrary, the speed of the mobile method is variable depending on the network package and the region. Also, mobile prices tend to be higher than ADSL and cable methods. When it comes to providers of ADSL and cable methods, you are free to choose any internet service providers. But if you register to use the internet by 3G or 4G, the internet service providers must be your mobile network operator. In addition, while ADSL method requires nothing, cable method requires a TV and mobile method requires SIM and a phone that supports mobile network. Similarly, people can use the ADSL and cable methods to register to use the internet, usually in a restricted range. In contrast, mobile internet can be used anywhere, which is much more comfortable for people. Secondly, the type of packages of both ADSL and cable methods varies from monthly packages to annual packages, while type of mobile packages varies from hours-long package to annual package. Moreover, ADSL and cable methods have no data cap, but with mobile methods, only a few expensive packages have unlimited data. Finally, both ADSL and cable are appropriate for long-term usage. However, the cable method is only possible if you have a smart TV. In contrast, mobile method is suitable for short-term and situational usage. So that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Group 1. Okay, all of you, all of the students in our class, it's time for you to make some question or some advice to Group 1.
Can I have a question, please? My name is Bùi. May I ask what is a protocol suite? I only see that you give out the term protocol suite, but I don't quite understand what it is.
So the Internet Protocol Suite, commonly known as TCP/IP, is the set of communications protocols used in the Internet and similar computer networks. So the current foundational protocols in the suite are the Transmission Control Protocol, or called TCP, and the Internet Protocol IP. To shortly explain it, the Internet Protocol Suite provides end-to-end data communication, specifying how data should be packetized, addressed, transmitted, routed, and received.
So this functionality is organized into 4 abstraction layers, which clarify all related protocols according to each protocol scope of networking.
I understand the whole internet protocol suite, but like the only protocol itself, I don't know.
I have some information about the protocol. In an easy way, when you talk about the protocol, that is the rule that the data and the information transfer on the internet. For example, when you drive a car or ride a bike on the road, you have to follow some rule. For example, when you see the red light, you have to stop. You have to ride on the right side of the road. So the protocol is a rule on the internet. Protocol can have data can transfer from here to there, from this computer to another, transfer from the server, the website data from the server to the PC to show on the screen. Of course, in technology way, it's very complicated. For example, TCP, IP, or World Wide Web, there is some popular protocol, but in a normal way, in an easy way, you can understand protocol. That is the rule on the internet that the data can transfer. You got it?
Yes, thank you.
In the cable disadvantage slide, I can see cable connection has a high price. I don't understand what is the high price here. But you compare the cable with ADSL or dial-up or mobile.
Here the price of the cable is higher than the price of dial-up and DSL connection.
How much you have to pay per month? You said that higher than ADSL. Can you give us some more detail about the price of the cable and ADSL?
Oh, I think the cable is about 200,000 dong to 300, and the ADSL is from 160,000 dong.
How about mobile phone? When you use 3G or 4G, how much you have to pay per month for data in a mobile phone?
It depends on which data, which company you use. For example, in my phone, I use Viettel, and it cost me about 120,000 dongs per month for 4G. And you can even lower the cost with some other companies like mobile phone. They only cost about 90,000 dongs. So I will say that the price range from maybe 70,000 dong to 200,000 dong, depending on the companies you're using for 4G or 3G.
Thank you. So I want to get your advice. What should I register? Which one? Which service? I want to register to use a satellite service or mobile service or ADSL. Any advice?
We have mentioned in this very slide here. We have mentioned the appropriate use for 3 common kind of method to connect to internet in Vietnam. If you want to use it for long term and you don't have a smart TV, you should go for the ADSL. If you have a smart TV, then the cable method is suitable, and mobile method be in short term and situational usage.
How about for students? They don't have much money. Which one is better for students?
For students, I think they should use mobile methods. As for the ADSL and cable require some other device like a computer or a TV.
Okay, thank you. Sinda Hung, I have some question for you. So, what do you think about the difference between the Vietnam and Taiwan? I mean, how Taiwanese can connect to the internet in the country? To give us some comparison between two countries for the people, for the student when they want to connect.
I think first one is about the price. So in Taiwan, usually for for example, like ADSL or cable, the price is usually more than 500,000 Vietnam dong for a family, usually for 1 month. And about mobile phone, the price is about from 300,000 to 500,000 per month for people. It's the most common. And the second is about the speed. So here in Vietnam, like the common speed for the internet is about like 20 or 30 MB per second. But in Taiwan, like it's usually for people is over 100 MB per second.
How about the services? How many ways you can register to connect to the internet? As you can see on the screen, in Vietnam, you can see three popular ways to connect to the internet. That is ADSL or mobile phone. How about in Taiwan?
I think the mobile one is the most popular for people. Even you use the desktop in your home, or you use a TV, a smart TV in your home. The mobile very popular.
How about the satellite? Have you seen any people connect to the internet satellite services?
I'm not sure about this one, but satellite connecting, I mean, it's most common for people watching TV. We have a kind of satellite TV. You can watch the channel all around the world, not just the program in our area, but also other countries' program.
Okay, thank you, everyone. That is some comment and some advice for the Group 1 presentation. Number 17, please. I want to ask about the Wi-Fi hotspot. The list our Wi-Fi hotspot is one way to connect to the internet in the comparison table. I cannot see Wi-Fi hotspot. Why?
As far as you know, Wi-Fi is tagged with the modem provided by the ADSL and cable methods. This one Wi-Fi hotspot actually means a device provides the connection, but not the one that we usually use. As you see here, it's the mobile, and you can use it while away from your home or office network.
I don't think that Wi-Fi hotspot is one way to connect to the internet. If Group 1, we are talking about the Wi-Fi hotspot is a service, so the question is where I can go and register to use the Wi-Fi hotspot service. Because when you want to connect to the internet, you have to register to ADSL on mobile phone, 3G, 4G, or maybe cable TV. But if you don't want to use a cable to connect the modem to your PC, to your laptop, you don't want to use a cable, you can use a Wi-Fi modem, Wi-Fi router, and you can remove the cable. And the Wi-Fi hotspot only the way to connect your PC to the modem, not to the internet. The Wi-Fi technology helps the people to remove the cable only. Sometimes you can connect to the Wi-Fi hotspot, but you cannot go out, you cannot connect to the internet. Only connect to the modem, and then you have to register some service to connect from your modem to the internet. That is ADSL or cable or 3G. But Wi-Fi only the technology to remove the cable. That is the wireless. Please be careful when you add the Wi-Fi hotspot here. Group 1, do you have some more information? Anything else, or do you finish here?
I think we will finish here. That is the end of our presentation, and thank you all you guys for attending and listening.